So first of all, I'm going to start this video by saying that the quality is really poor, right? Because I'm in my car and the lighting in my car sucks. But I had to share this with you guys because it's something I have been thinking about for some time. And it's something that ended up coming out in one of my personals in the most ideal way for me to explain it. So I just figured I'd go ahead and share it with you guys. But when we talk about like magnetic attraction with people, right? Like when we feel just drawn to a person and we more or less, like, you feel drawn to a person that you know isn't really good for you, but the whole reason why like you'll stick to the person or want the person to return to you is because like I have every logical reason to not be with this person, or every reason to not be with them because the person hurts me, harms me, causes pain, whatever the case may be. But it's like I've just never felt drawn to anyone like this before. Well, as I was doing this personal reading, it came out like it came as a message from spirit, but it's like even I had to like kind of pause for a second because I was like, dog, that makes a lot of sense, right? So it's more or less like, as human beings, we're creatures of habit, right? So with anything that it is that we do, there's supposed to be a resolution to it. So if you look at the seasons, it's like spring turns to summer, it turns to fall, it turns to winter, winter turns to spring. Like there's always a cycle, the day, like when it's morning, the sun rises, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, the sun sets and the moon rises, you know, when it's morning again. The moon sets and the sun rises. So there's always this consistent, cycle of things. There's always a beginning and an ending. Now, when it comes to relationships with people and why we sometimes feel this unexplainable magnetic attraction, even when we know that the person is not for our highest good, but we inadvertently overvalue this connection and assume like there has to be more to this, when in reality the truth is the fact that the desire for the person is because the lack thereof of resolution. So the magnetic pull is your conscious desire to want to have closure for a situation, right? So how spirit was telling it to me, and this is kind of an old school example, but I'm pretty sure that everyone knows what DVDs are. So if you think about a DVD, so you go to Redbox and you get a DVD and it's a movie that you really, really want to watch. So you put the DVD in the DVD player, but the DVD has several scratches on it. So as you're watching the movie, it jumps from, the beginning to, halfway through the movie, then it skips again to the climax, and then it skips again, so you never see the ending, right? That's kind of what it is that happens in situations where people ghost you, or there's constantly this thing where there's gaps in the relationship where things are really good and then something happens and you guys stop talking and then you come back together. It's like there's so many vital pieces that are missing out of the story. It's the unconscious desire to say, I need closure. I need to understand what this is about. Because in truth, the movie could be a really shitty movie, but you would never know one way or the other because there's so many big chunks missing out of it. So because we're sitting here and thinking, well, the parts that I did see were super dope, or, that climax was extra dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's the desire to want to know what those missing pieces are so you can feel peace about it. So what we end up doing is you're posed with an option. It's like, what are you going to do at the fact that this DVD is skipped? It's like, are you going to keep watching it over and over again, hoping and praying that maybe, if I lick the DVD and rub it against my shirt, if I put alcohol rub on it and then rub it off on my shirt and put it back in, that maybe I might get to see a little bit more of those parts? Or are you going to accept the fact that this DVD is scratched and you may never get to see the pieces that are missing? Go back to Redbox and either get your refund, you know what I'm saying, or get a DVD that doesn't have scratches in it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, and I'm saying this specifically just to give a disclaimer, because sometimes things that I say end up getting taken out of context, but that's neither here nor there, is the simple fact that whenever you are dealing with a person that ghosts you, or a situation where it's like a broken record. Every time you get with this person, it's because the only thing that's quote unquote positive about it is the fact that you have this unexplainable pull or draw to this person. Even though if you were to take that out of the equation, this person is nothing but toxic and destructive for you. Like, there's literally nothing else positive about the situation other than this magnetic pull. You know, it's a scratch DVD. But that's all I had to say. I love your freaking faces, and I'll see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.